37th parallel on America's haunted highway. It's Pixelated Paranormal, your guide to the unusual and the strange.
Oh, are we going now? I didn't realize we were starting. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pixelated Paranormal. This is episode 332. I got that backwards because your boy's been drinking tonight, okay? And before we go any farther, I would like to say on behalf of Pixelated Paranormal, if you choose to imbibe on any kind of substance, please drink, imbibe, smoke responsibly, okay? Just be smart. Call for an Uber. Call your mom. She'd rather you get a call from her. She get a call from you than the morgue. So, yeah. With that being said, I'm just all hopped up on pumpkin beer and empanadas. And with me, as always, is Preston. Preston, buddy, how are you?
What's up, all you cool ghosts and goblins, you crocodines and crocodingos, you skeletors, skelerettes, witchers, and witches? I might. It's been a long week at work, you know. It's the wife's birthday today. Happy birthday, wife.
Oh, what? It's Jeffrey's birthday?
Yeah. Happy 35th
Fuck
birthday.
yeah, dude. 35.
Yeah.
Man, 35 years fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I should shoot her a text. Is she asleep? Is she awake?
She's still at work, so like
Oh, gross.
she had to work.
Ew.
She had to work the old like 7 to 10 today or whatever it was.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay. Let me just shoot her a happy birthday real quick live. Well, here's the situation, folks. The State of the Union. Number one, I am drinking my second pumpkin beer of the year right now. It's a pumpkin imperial ale, Lakefront Brewery, barrel-aged pumpkin beer. Why do I have to tell you all this stuff? Because it's important. But I'm drinking it out of a really rad, like 1980s
Reproduction cup.
Snoopy
All right.
McDonald's. No, bitch, this is a real deal, baby cakes.
Original.
Daddy
like
wouldn't
it.
lie to you, sweetheart. Yeah, this is a real old school, like Mickey D's Camp Snoopy, like 1980 something drinking glass.
Lazarus says
apropos of nothing.
Lazarus says you're a little bitch because you're drinking a pumpkin beer. You're like the Karen of fucking podcaster, you fucking white girl with your pumpkin spice latte. God,
literally,
Lazarus,
I'm gonna love me some pumpkin spice.
Lazarus, I'm gonna bring it home. I'm gonna make you feel like an all-American. I made my own homemade version of a red, white,
Can't
blue.
say the R word.
I know.
Can't say the R word.
A red, white, and blue bomb pop. Which get this shit. So I got 3 shots of Crystal Skull vodka.
Oh boy,
blue raspberry syrup for mixing drinks. A half a can of cherry 7-Up and a half a can of Mountain Dew, a drop of lime juice, a drop of lemon juice, shaken, not stirred, poured into a glass. I like to call them red, white, and stupid. There's another word in there that I can't say, but you get the idea.
Yeah, the Black Eyed Peas. The Black Eyed Peas had to cut it from their song, so we probably ought not say it on our podcast. Yeah, Lazarus, I literally walked
there we
into
go.
my favorite beer store.
Red, white, and started.
Red, white, and started. Yeah, there you go. I went into my favorite beer store yesterday, opened up the doors, and literally said, "It is basic white girl season, and I'm here for all the pumpkin beer." And so, yeah, fuck you and anybody else who shits on pumpkin spice latte all day. That's what I say. Yeah. No regrets. And yeah, pumpkin beer, fuck. You know, good shit. But
I tell you
here's
the best
the situation, y'all.
I tell you the best pumpkin beer that I ever had. The one that I enjoyed the most.
Please do.
Was the Rumpkin. They took that Rumpkin or the pumpkin stout and aged it in rum caskets. It was like I don't know, 29% alcohol by volume. It like it was in a giant glass.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous, man. It's fucking awesome. So yeah, here we are, two 40-year-olds talking about pumpkin beer on a podcast about the paranormal. The second half of State of the Union here is that I had a really cool conspiracy. I'm still cooking it, but here's the problem. I had the story ready to go. I literally was just double checking my notes on my lunch break today. Boom. Update on the story. So I have to, cook up those notes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I swear I'm not trying to build suspense. It's a cool story, but it's not groundbreaking by any means. But you know what that means, though, folks? We're going to fucking hit you hard and heavy with some news. This episode, in fact, mammoth fucking news we have to share with you guys. But first, I promise to tell you about a really cool bookshelf that I made. And my buddy Isaac and I, compliments of Steven, Isaac and I just got through refurbishing a casket and making it into a really cool bookshelf. I forgot to give Preston a picture of it to make it onto the live stream. Yeah, I just converted a 6-foot tall casket into a really gnarly bookshelf. So I am super excited about that.
I should reach out to Steven and say next time that he comes across a slightly used casket that I need him to
hold on. I'm not sure what the legalities of Kansas are, so let's just say a casket.
A casket. I think I would like to turn one into a liquor cabinet. I think that would be pretty rad.
Oh yeah,
down in my basement. So Matt wants to know, how hoppy is pumpkin beer? Well, bud, how hoppy do you want it? So there are all sorts of pumpkin beers made by different breweries. Some are not hoppy. Some of them are like traditional red ales. Some of them are watered down American bullshit that have like pumpkin syrup to, make you feel all nice and good on the inside, but it's not a real pumpkin beer. So there are some IPAs that are very hoppy with a pumpkin aftertaste. There are some pumpkin beers that taste like straight horse shit. They should never be made or drank ever again. But, somebody out there, alcoholics, they're just like, ooh, pumpkin beer. Ooh. There's something out there for everybody is really what I'm trying to say. There's a little something for you, a little something for me, and a little something for, your old pal Sean.
There you go. Yeah, I'll drink it all. And Lazarus says right now Facebook Marketplace is popping with used caskets.
Yeah.
Well, what a weird conversation we're off to.
There you go. I mean, all legality aside, what can they do? I bought it on Facebook Marketplace and I had it shipped to my house. I mean,
Yeah.
Which, hold on. Now let's take a little dip in the road. This comes back to that when you talk about the legality of caskets, right? Like slightly used. Mm-hmm. That last episode that we talked about on Unsolved Mysteries that dealt with the severed head that they found that ended up being injected with formaldehyde, and because it was often, like a person from a morgue or a mortuary, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And they're going in and they're looking at like where could a prepared head come from? Like how can somebody not know that grandma's got her head missing, right? And so that there is this black market with mortuaries that, let's say that dear grandma dies and you guys are like, closed casket. I'm too emotional. I don't want to see that shit. That the mortician, after they, do whatever they need to do, can technically chop a head off and put it in a freezer, and then they go to these conventions and hotels where they have like medical preserved body parts. And I was shocked that a human head can only go for like $800, $900. Like,
yeah, I think that's because the market's probably completely overridden.
And the hotels, like when they're having these like body part conventions, like this is like some weird kink. Like nobody looks into this. Like, dude, you have a you have a thing of chopped off frozen heads that are going for $800 a whack, and you fuckaloons are just like, all right, we're renting out the convention hall this weekend, boys. Like, do you walk in there, Jerry the manager, and look what's in those fucking jars? You got heads, hands, penises, and other body parts, and or are you just like, not my circus, not
cash,
my money,
baby.
Cash, baby. You know what? You rent the hall.
Yeah, cash.
Just don't get any liquids on the carpet. Do you know what I'm saying?
Dead presidents tell no tales, baby.
Yeah.
So now I feel like, first of all, folks, you need to watch the new season of Unsolved Mysteries. Albeit the Mothman episode might have been the weakest that I've seen of that season.
Did they have anybody with a redneck?
They kind of undersold.
They have anybody with a redneck accent that was selling it? Well, I was up there in the woods in Point Pleasant, and I was with my hunting dog, and, you know, I was, like, trying to hunt a deer, and, you know, I got a little horny, so I was out there playing with my pecker, and all of a sudden, this 6-foot-tall moth being with red eyes just popped out of the goddamn forest, scared my dog half to death. I got some rounds off, shot my buddy Jerry in the face. He got some bird shot. He's all right, though. And then
that blew off my pecker.
And blew off my pecker, and that goddamn thing just flew away, and then I just heard in the wind a slight whisper, Ingrid Gold. And I was like, oh my God, it's the Mothman. All right, continue.
I'll be honest, it was a bit cold out, so I don't feel like I was really representing what I was packing properly to old Mothman or Woolman. But no.
I just want to say, hey, Mothy, don't judge by what you're seeing. It's 20 degrees outside. It looks better in the summer.
Right.
Oh,
it ain't the size of the axe, it's how you swing it, baby. No, I think they kind of really kind of buried the lead there a little bit, or that's probably not the right adage, but you know, again, drinking tonight. I think they kind of really went around what those conventions are, because there's a really killer book. I think it's from Caitlin Doherty, and it's called Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. And there's another really great book called Stiff, and it's by Mary Ann Roach, maybe. And the two of those books, one or the other, talks about like the history of cadavers. And there are instances where they go into different hotels and conventions, and like sometimes they're learning new techniques on how to do like nose jobs and rhinoplasties and different surgeries, and you walk in and you peel back the little, you know, doily that's over top of your specimen, and they are severed cadaver heads, and that's how you learn. This harkens back to the age of Burke and Hare, dude. Like, we were taking and digging up fresh corpses and selling them to medical schools under the table on the black market. And then Burke and Hare were making a shit ton of money. And that's how we learned, dude. Just like a lot of terrible shit from World War II led to a lot of really important heart surgeries. I'm not saying it was cool they did it, but we learned a lot from quote unquote science. So you learn a lot through repurposing dead bodies, a fucking shit ton. So this is really no different. Like, I don't know what kind of convention was going on in that episode of Unsolved Mysteries, but like, I think they kind of maybe undersold it or made it as vague as possible on purpose, because it could have been something totally legit. But yeah, watch that episode of Unsolved Mysteries. It's fucking bonkers. Like, king size fucking bonkers. And
whatever you just said 5 minutes ago sound like you said merkin hair. I'm like, oh, you're talking about pussy toupees? Like, whoa,
it was a pussy toupee convention.
Yeah, they were getting pussy toupees off of dead people. What? Whoa.
In Cleveland, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, baby, good shit. Well, why don't we just fucking get into it, man? Right now, guys, you need to be gearing up, and gals, because on Monday, fuck me, man. Monday, let's call it Monday, August 19th, 2024, there's going to be a super blue moon. But here's the catch. It's not going to be visible at night. Unfortunately, this phenomenon, the super blue moon, is going to occur around 2:26 p.m. Eastern time on Monday, August 19th, 2024. Christ on a cracker, my cat scared me. God damn. Sounds pretty cool, but exactly what does this mean, guys? Well, the term supermoon is first coined by astrologer Richard Knoll in 1979 as either a new or full moon. Supermoons are the biggest and brightest full moons of the year, appearing approximately 30% brighter, 14% larger. Though it might sound like a lot, however, it is quite hard to spot the difference to the untrained eye unless you're a seasoned moon watcher. However, in some instances, a supermoon, or even a regular moon for that matter, can appear huge. Most of the time, though, this has nothing to do with the astronomy and everything to do with how the human brain works. It's kind of a bit of a moon illusion. But the illusion occurs based on how our brain interprets the distance and size of where the moon is currently to the Earth. Lots of other word salad here. When the moon is higher up in the sky, there's nothing to compare it to, so it looks smaller.
It's me,
Hoozle guys,
your favorite president, and I said, we're going to make the moon bigger, greater. It's out there on Monday. It's blue. It's the biggest moon you ever see. I did that. I made it the best blue moon in the whole entire world. Fuck Russia. They have little tiny moons. Over here in America, we got big moons. And then when we get done with Blue Moon Monday, we're going to go on to Pussy to Pay Tuesday, everybody. Fuck Taco Tuesdays. We don't want that anymore.
Oh God. In other news, there was a mukbanger on TikTok that apparently died. I almost mukbanged myself into this fucking pumpkin beer just now. Fucking, what'd you call it? Pussy Toupee Tuesday? God damn.
Yeah, we're gonna look.
Also, rest in peace.
We need to hashtag Pussy Toupee Tuesday. Like, let's start a whole new trend. Fuck Taco Tuesday. Like, everybody go out and get a Pussy Toupee on Tuesday, half price all day long. Make Tuesdays great again. Is what I'm saying.
Remind me when I post this episode to hashtag Pussy Toupee Tuesdays. Jesus Christ. The only problem is the supermoon we're used to being able to see at night, like I said, will be during the daytime. So if you live over there in California, folks, on the West Coast, you should be able to see it, I think, sometime around 11 a.m. your time. But also worth mentioning here, August supermoon will be the first of 4 this year, excuse me. Morty, with others occurring on September 17th, October 17th, November 15th, and the closest supermoon is going to be October's Hunter moon, arising at 7:26 a.m. on October 17th, 2024.
Lazarus,
yeah, that shit's super cool. I always love a good moon.
Lazarus says he doesn't take any astrological advice from anyone born after the 1700s. Why? Because we discovered science after the 1700s. You like you like your fucking your fucking folklore made up by some bullshit.
Oh man,
you got a blood virus, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the fuck out of you and hope the demons just bleed out because that's why you're sick, not because it's the 1700s and nobody fucking takes a bath and they got lice on their pubes and that's why we got to have pussy toupees.
Yeah, because back then it was probably frowned upon to shave the old bearded clam. Up next, astronauts might soon be able to ditch diapers on spacewalks thanks to a new device that might let them just drink their own pee. Venturing outside the International Space Station is challenging enough without having to worry about nature calling in the middle of your spacewalk. But now, scientists say they've devised a new way to capture astronauts' pee and recycle it into drinkable water within minutes. For years, astronauts on spacewalks around the ISS have relieved themselves using a disposable diaper inside their spacesuit, known as a maximum absorbency garment, aka an MAG. These garments, first designed in the early 1980s, collect and store urine, enabling astronauts to go on the go. But given spacewalks can sometimes take up to 8 hours, the mags can leave astronauts physically uncomfortable and a risk of skin irritation and even infection. Mags also don't recycle the water in the urine, so while on the walk, astronauts must rely on a fixed supply of a 0.2 gallon of drinkable water that they carry in their suit. But now, folks, scientists think they have a solution to the problem. It's a new lightweight system that can collect and purify around 1.69 fluid ounces of water from the urine within a person's spacesuit in just 5 minutes. If implemented properly, the system would involve astronauts wearing an undergarment that's made from flexible compression material lined with antimicrobial fabric. The system also includes a humidity sensor that senses the urine, and the sensor sits within a silicone cup beneath the wearer's genitalia. The detection of PP switches on a vacuum pump that then draws out the urine up into a fabrication device carried on the astronaut's back. The filtration measurements measures around 15 inches tall and 9 inches wide within a 17.6 pound filtration device. PP will be transformed into drinkable fresh water. Preston, I gotta ask, buddy, would you drink your own PP water?
No. Now, if you could somehow make, if you can make that diaper turn my piss into like beer or like a mixed
into a barrel-aged pumpkin stout.
Fuck yeah, I'd be like, dude, it's like the gift that keeps on giving because you drink it, piss it, boom, beer. Drink it, piss it, boom, beer. It's like you never run out. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. But water, ugh. What am I, fucking healthy? Get the fuck
I want a
out of
sound
here.
bite. Somebody cut me a soundbite of what'd you call that? Drink it, piss it, boom, beer. Drink it, piss it, boom, beer. That'd be a really slick background beat.
Yeah. Pussy Toupee
well,
Tuesday.
For all you mammoth. Hashtag drink it, piss it, boom, beer. I promised you guys some mammoth news, so I hope you're sitting down for this, guys. Just a few days ago, a man found a gigantic mammoth tusk in the Mississippi Creek. A fossil collector recently stumbled upon a major find while exploring the rural Mississippi River. He found the first confirmed mammoth tusk to be found in Mississippi. Man, that segue should have been, speaking of PP, in the great old state of MISSISSIPPI.
Yeah,
the guy found a mammoth tusk in
too
the
late.
Mississippi River.
You can't take it back.
Too late. That's the magic of editing, buddy. No one's going to fucking know. Although woolly mammoths and mastodons often draw most cultural attention, the two species were far from the only elephant ancestors to roam North America, skipping a bunch of word salad. As the first highlighted story came out on August 13th, the artifact the fossil collector had found... Goddamn you fucking ads that pop up and make me lose my place. As the first highlighted story appeared on August 13th, the artifact the fossil collector found, the collector recently decided to scour for new finds in the rural region of Madison outside of Jackson. And while traversing a muddy creek, Templeton, that's the scientist, and fossil hunter, noticed a sizable relic sticking out from the clay and sand embankment. He said, I was excited. I knew I found a tusk. But given mammoth's Mississippi rarity, he initially believed the fossil ivory belonged to a smaller mastodon after enlisting the help of Mississippi State Geological Survey. However, it became clear Templeton had come across something much more elusive. Very much elusive, like that skull-headed dildo you have in your hand, Preston.
Yes. Okay. So yes, Kenneth.
Back off your microphone, deep throater.
That was a nicotine pack that I slipped in my mouth. So you're right. Me and my boyfriend can slip it. Just like fucking what's that? With the two dogs, 101 or Lady and the Tramp. We can into each other's mouths with a nicotine packet. And he wanted to know where my talking stick was. So here's my talking stick, fucker.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, also, it should be known that Preston has been my heterosexual life partner for the better part of, 10 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Suck on that, Ken.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they do things down in Arizona, but here,
yeah,
we're okay with a lot of weird shit. It was suspected based on the strong curvature of the massive tusk. Speaking of heterosexual life partners,
the tusk,
the massive tusk that Eddie and the team were dealing with.
It was just like, it was hanging out the side of his mouth just like this. This is the big old tusk.
This is why we don't drink this much normally. Eddie and his team were now dealing with a Colombian mammoth and not of the more common mastodon. Mississippi Department of environmental quality announced that the team needed to move quickly. According to the MDEQ, prolonged exposure to Mississippi's stifling afternoon sun could easily dry out and destroy the specimen of the fossilized tusk. Now, let me put this in perspective, guys. The tusk this guy found was 7 fucking feet long, boys and ghouls. I think somewhere around like 600 pounds. Now, that could also be due to the amount of water that got sucked into it, but holy shit, dude. Can you imagine? I would probably get a bit of a boner myself, man. Be packing a tripod if I found a 7-foot long fucking fossilized tusk. Holy shit, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to mammoth news, guys, because who thought I brought more than one story about mammoths? A mysterious palace of bones has recently been discovered, made from ancient woolly mammoth remains, nearly 40,000 years old, and it's been found in Russia. Archaeologists have uncovered what they call a palace of bones made from ancient remains of over 60 different woolly mammoths in an archaeological dig site in Russia. Recently, scientists have learned that the find has been labeled a hunter-gatherer relic and is believed to be the oldest mammoth house ever discovered in a Russian site. Now, let me clear out this pop-up real quick. If you're wondering what the fuck a mammoth house is, stay tuned, folks. I'll answer that question.
I bet it's
located
like
in the archaeological site.
I want to take a guess at what it is before you tell everybody. So let me know before you
Go
get
nuts, buddy. Go nuts.
So I would imagine that in the Russian area in Siberia, like when they were hunter and gatherers, and that was their primary food source, was woolly mammoths. That after they killed the mammoth and carved it up and ate the meat, and you have these leftover bones or whatever, that the sheer size of these bones made the structure, the bones of the house, right? And then because the mammoths, we do it here in the United States with cows, right? You get a cowhide rug, and it still has like the fur and stuff on it. That if you skin the mammoth as you're getting ready to eat it, and you preserve all that hair, that you could actually take that and wrap it around the bones, kind of like the Native Americans did with the cow skin for the teepees, like a leather, and make a very well insulated house for the Russian winters, because you would have the fur either on the outside or inside, blocking and retaining heat.
Yeah, it's weird how much shit you're super nerdy and knowledgeable about. But yeah,
Wow.
just like country singer Maren Morris said, if the bones are good, the rest don't matter.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here, folks, is located about 30 miles south of 300 miles south of Moscow, a 30 by 30 foot relic known as a mammoth house. The walls have been identified being built from 51 mammoth jawbones and 46 woolly mammoth skulls. That's right, guys. We're talking about the Flintstones here. A fucking house built with the remains, aka the bones of woolly mammoths. Inside, scientists even found charred wood remains, showing that maybe the Palace of Bones was lit via fires and chimneys. Dr. Alexander Pryor from the University of Exeter led archaeologists on the project and commented on the remarkable find, saying that Kostinki 11, that's going to be the location and dig site name, represents a rare example of Paleolithic hunter-gatherers living on a harsh environment.
No, so I got one right.
The question of why the hunter-gatherers... Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so far. Yeah. The question of why the hunter-gatherers chose this particular site to build this relic on has left some experts scratching their heads. What might have been brought here is an ancient hunter-gatherer group building a massive hut because they knew a natural spring might have been near. I'm fucking losing myself on that. So anyway, guys, in short, a gigantic 30-foot by 30-foot structure was recently found in Russia, built out of motherfucking mammoth bones. Really fucking gnarly. Okay, moving on, guys. Not two, but three mammoth stories here. Texas scientists have gathered DNA from a freeze-dried mammoth sample, aka we might bring back extinct woolly mammoths because they found some surviving DNA in some fucking mammoth jerky. An unpredictably preserved jerky-like carcass is unveiled recently, providing new secrets about a massive prehistoric mammal that went extinct thousands of years ago. Texas scientists led an international team of discovering fossil chromosomes in a glass-like set of remains. Now let me start over because I've been drinking and I talk kind of fast. Some scientists in Texas have recently discovered chromosomes perfectly preserved in a glass-like structure from the remains of a 52,000-year-old female woolly mammoth recently unearthed in Siberia back in 2018. In an unprecedented breakthrough, scientists were able to fully replicate the DNA of an ancient animal from a fossil for the first time. That's right, folks. Say it with me. Welcome to Jurassic Park. These findings were detailed in a paper published back in July 11th in a journal called The Cell. Scientists say we've known that a tiny fragment of ancient DNA can survive for long periods of time, but we found here a sample where the three-dimensional arrangement of these DNA fragments were frozen in place for tens of millennia, thereby preserving the structure of the entire set of chromosomes. Fucking fantastic shit here, guys. Unlike typical DNA fragments, which can be as long as 100 base pairs, fossil chromosomes can span hundreds of millions of genetic letters, providing new insight into the history of life on our planet that were previously out of reach. Scientists determined the mammoth had 28 pairs of chromosomes, the same number as modern elephants. Now hit the pause button real quick. Presto, you and I talked about something very similar previously on the show. What we were thinking is they're going to try to inject these chromosomes or this DNA into modern elephants, right? And somehow create like this cryptid hybrid. Is that what you said previously?
Yeah. Hold on. Yes, Fire Pixie. I'm just being an edgelord because my fancy new 1080p camera has the ability to, do black and white, some different color shifts. And I thought, why not? Let's spice things up since I'm in the conspiracy basement where my studio is. Like, I'm a fancy bitch is what I'm saying. So so the plan was that with the amount of DNA that we have, to be able to, it's kind of like dog breeding, right? So there are several dog breeds that have gone in and out of extinction, and so you look at what modern breeds have those qualities, right? You start breeding those breeds together, and then you get puppies that have those, and you take those puppies and isolate them, and get another group of puppies, isolate them, and start breeding those together, and eventually you isolate those genetic traits that you're looking for, and you'll basically bring back this lost species, right? So elephants are the closest thing we have to woolly mammoths. And so if you have enough woolly mammoth DNA, you can isolate a few, gene sequences, impregnate a modern day elephant. You're going to get a baby. You do this a couple times, and then eventually you start breeding that group of animals together. And then in about, 10 years, 15 years, elephants stay fucking pregnant forever. So this is not going to be like, Bob's your uncle and we got woolly mammoths. Like, it's going to be a minute. But eventually you're going to get this breeding population of elephants that are basically as close as you can possibly get to woolly mammoths on a genetic level, right? The problem is it's our modern day perception of the environment that these animals lived in. We always think because we find them in the frozen tundra that obviously they like colder climates. That's actually incorrect. As the more data and research is coming out, these animals actually lived in more of a the United States type of temperament, right? They lived in areas that had like your four seasons, so you had a winter, summer, spring. They had to have large amounts of vegetation, and then as the ice age was coming on, and you get more and more of the tundras and glaciers and things like that. And then they became isolated in certain regions, and then fucking human beings didn't have anything else to eat. So, and these fucking dumb beasts couldn't move that quick. So they go in there, stabby, stabby, spear, smear, smash, 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 get some elephant jerky, and then we basically wipe them off the face of the planet, and no more woolly mammoths. So, here's the thing, the fucking dumb Russians, like, their scientists are just like, here's what we're going to do, guys. And here in about 60 years, we're going to have a breeding population of woolly mammoths, and we're going to put them in the frozen tundra. Why? So they can die? They can't survive in that environment, comrades. They need you know what? Ship them to Kansas. Ship them to Missouri. Ship them over here to the good old U.S. of A. so we can make elephants great again, right? Just get over yourself, Russia.
Make elephants great again. So yeah, first of all, you are correct. Elephants have an average gestation period of around 22 months, sometimes as short as 18. But yeah, dude, almost 2 fucking years is a long goddamn time to be knocked up. So what's cool here is basically scientists are saying that in this specific case, the skin was so well preserved. We're really dealing with 50,000-year-old mammoth jerky. And by comparing ancient DNA molecules to the DNA sequence of modern species, it's possible to find cases where single letters of genetic code have minute changes. Fossil chromosomes are a game changer because knowing the shape of an organism's chromosome makes it possible to assemble an entire DNA sequence for extinct species. So this shit is absolutely fucking bonkers. Dare I quote Gwen Stefani, BANANAS. This shit truly is
bananas. You like this one better. This is the film filter to make me look like I were in like a 1980s VHS. Ooh. All right, black and white it is. I get it.
God, you're dumb, and I love you for that.
Yeah.
Your cousin Ken called you my podcast husband, and that's pretty fucking close.
And it's pretty accurate.
I'd say though, in that specific situation, I'd say we both are pitchers and catchers. Moving on here,
we take turns. It's the new millennia. It's the new century, right?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Here's a fucking weird one for you. You remember back when that gigantic fucking meteor hit the Earth and wiped out all the fucking dinosaurs?
Sure, I was alive back then. God, I was a little whippersnapper about as tall to my daddy's knees, and I went out there in the jungles and I looked up in the sky and I saw it happening. And there was my Tyrannosaurus Rex pal Timmy with his little baby T-Rex arms, and he was like, "Roar!" And then bam, yeah. So
boom shakalaka. You said unga bunga. The sky lit up, and you fucking died. Well, the next time you crack open a bottle of wine, folks, I want you to raise your glass and think about that time that a gigantic meteor wiped out the entire Earth and all its dinosaurs. Research indicates that the demise of prehistoric reptiles allowed more trees to grow, which in turn meant grapevines could flourish, i.e., the meteor that killed the dinosaurs could be responsible for wine as we know it.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
A team from the Field Museum in Chicago. A team from the Field Museum of Chicago have recently discovered fossilized grape seeds that date clear back between 60 and 19 million years ago in Colombia, Panama, and also Peru, 3 different countries. One of these species represents the earliest known example of plants from a grape family in the Western Hemisphere, seeds that help show how the grape family has evolved. Now, around 66 million years ago, an asteroid bigger than Mount Everest smashed into the Earth, killing off 3/4 of life on the planet as we know it, including dinosaurs. However, plant life still somehow managed to survive, which means these grapes and other plant life managed to thrive and survive and continue to evolve and spread across the Earth. Basically, in short, meaning that grapes themselves continue to change and interbreed and spread across the entire world thus giving us the fuel for what folks so dearly love as their bottles of wines,
It,
Cabernets,
yeah.
everything else.
So
Cabernets, I think I said Cabernets. Mayonnaise, perhaps?
you can't you mispronounce anything anyway, so nobody's going to notice. So if you look back, this news story is interesting just for this one simple fact. If you look back at the body of work that we have as this podcast, and you listen to all the fucking bullshit stories that we cover, like what was that fucking French guy that got abducted by the chicks with dicks and went to Thubia, and he had Masters of the Universe, right? He gets this long drawn out like history of the universe, how like this group of aliens or whatever, that were three different groups. So we got the black aliens and the Asian aliens and whatever, and they both all came to Earth and are like, fuck. And then there was dinosaurs everywhere. So they're just like, nuke it. And they, basically took their alien technology spaceships and like crash landed in there, wiped out the dinosaurs, and like, perfect. We can move in now, right? We got rid of the pest. And almost any story where somebody gets abducted by aliens and they take them on an intergalactic space journey and teach them about, the mysteries of the universe, the common denominator is like some fucking group of aliens comes to Earth, they see it inhabited by dinosaurs, they're like, fuck these guys, like, either we're going to get eaten or like whatever, and they just blow them the fuck up. So we assumed that it was just because they were afraid that they were going to get eaten. I don't know. I'm telling you that all these alien races are a bunch of alcoholic assholes, and when they got to Earth, they were trying to cohabitate and live in peace, and then they realized that these greedy bastard dinosaurs were eating all the grape leaves and the grapes, and they're like, we can't get fucking drunk anymore. Wine is amazing. Dionysus, hello, right? That guy just fucking orgies and wine, and that's what these aliens wanted to do. Orgies, wines, and fucking pussy toupee Tuesdays. That's what these aliens wanted. They couldn't get it because there was dinosaurs, so they just said, fuck you, asteroid, boom, problem solved, orgies, pussy toupee Tuesday, wine, history. Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that Dionysus and Pussy Toupee Tuesday is the leading cause for the ruination of the fucking 2024 Summer Olympics opening ceremonies for all fucking conservative Christians?
Yeah, I think so. I think if the world just got in the know about the real history of the universe and, what aliens did, if we just open up their minds, their chakras, their flower yoni pussy energy to pussy toupee Tuesday, that, I don't know, the world would be a better place. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, folks, read a little Greek mythology and you might have been able to enjoy the fucking Olympics this year.
Yeah.
Without large dinosaurs to prune them, the forest became more crowded with layers of trees, which then allowed vine plants such as grapes to climb up them and continue to diversify and spread like wildfire. I.e., folks, had we not had the gigantic asteroid the size of Mount Everest to hit the Earth, it may not have wiped out the fucking dinosaurs, and we may or may not actually have wine to drink. Yeah.
So here's a question for you.
Go.
They in Africa and Tibet, they have blends of coffee and tea. So in Tibet, they have the monkey poop tea. So you have these monkeys that basically,
it's a cat poop, Kope Luwaka.
Well, I thought that was the elephant poop coffee. You have the elephants or whatever. There's over in Africa, they eat like the coffee beans or whatever.
There could be several types of poopy coffee. I don't know.
Yeah, and so have you ever just wondered though, if we could go back in time, one, I would love to have a triceratops steak. Get one of those big bastards and in the side of an elephant gun, carve it up, have some hamburgers and some steaks. But then I kind of think remember how you try to eat a hippopotamus and then you get meningitis because they're diseased little critters. But everybody, that's in Colombia is oh my God, the hamburgers are so good. So I worry about that. But have you ever thought that if you could go back that far and you would have prehistoric coffee beans and whatever dinosaur was eating them, that they would shit them out and then you could like get all those coffee beans, travel back to the future, and as a barista, as like Starbucks, get the fuck out of here. That's going to be the next best, like, boom.
I quickly Googled monkey poop coffee and couldn't find jack or shit about it. But there is the Kopi Luwak. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation, but it is a coffee cherry that was eaten and partially digested by a palm civet, and then they take those coffee beans, clean them, and process them, and it's supposed to be the world's most expensive coffee.
I mean, isn't that kind of a monkey?
I don't know, dude. Yeah, fuck it. It looks kind of like a rat or a cat, but I don't know, dude. I'm saying this right now. Let's make a time machine. I will eat a triceratops steak with you and drink some fucking monkey, cat, bird shit coffee.
Yeah.
All day long, honey. All day long. Well, a new reality show will pay cash if players can convince experts the Earth is flat. A new reality series called Flat Earthers will pay its players cash if they can convince a panel of actual experts the world is flat. Flat Earthers is described as a part docuseries, part competition show, and will follow 5 families who each genuinely believe the Earth is flat. But rather than document their exploits, the families will each be given $50,000 worth of resources for research and will ultimately present their findings to a panel of scientists, theologians, and cartographers. If they can convince a majority of the panels that the Earth is in fact flat, they'll be awarded with a cash prize. The amount of cash prize is not disclosed. It doesn't have to be, folks. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
There's no need to give an actual cash value here.
You know,
there may not be a winner of the series. Gar, go ahead.
Look, the algorithms on Facebook and Instagram have been blowing me up lately. Like, they almost had me convinced that the Earth was flat with all the videos that I've been watching. And this one video that came
we heard a few episodes ago, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's this one video that's really hit home. Like, it saved me. Like, Jesus saves Christians. Like, this is the best video ever. And it was talking about the eclipse, like the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. Like, why do we get, like a solar eclipse, right? And it has to do with, the shape of the Earth when it passes in front of and blocks one of those objects that, like a lunar eclipse, if you think about it. So when everything lines up, the shape of the Earth is blocking the sun, which causes like that, full moon, half moon, whatever. So that wouldn't happen if the Earth was flat. The shadow of the moon would just be on the bottom the whole entire time, or there would be no shadow on the moon ever. But because the fucking Earth is round, that's the shape that we're seeing. And I was like, oh my God, science, you bastard. You came back, you pulled me out of the dregs of insanity.
Thank fuck.
Oh my God. Thank you, Scully. I was going full blown Mulder. you beautiful,
I don't even think Mulder was that dumb, baby.
Beautiful scientist. You saved me with that video. Oh my God. So fuck you, flat earthers. Goddamn idiots.
There's a
Jesus Christ.
There's a unique network known as, quote unquote, the network, who's bringing us the Flat Earthers series. And they say it's going to provide a fascinating view into the psyche of the human condition and what drives belief systems worldwide. If you've never heard of the network, it's a new streaming service that launched back on April 30th. The network is a free ad-supported streaming platform, but with a unique strategy. Rather than chase volume to fill out a library, the network will launch just 2 new shows at a time. Episodes of each series are released once per week. Dramas on Tuesdays, comedies on Thursdays. When the fuck do you air this on Wednesdays? I don't fucking get it.
Hey,
any fucking way.
Flat Earthers. Okay, look. Science has proved you wrong, and it's okay. I know that you're feeling, because of that one episode I talked about how flat earthers are a sense of community, and you need something to hold you together. You need something to bind you and bring you back into the fold. It's no longer flat earth. Okay, get over it. It's fine. Science saved you. Pussy to Pay Tuesday is the thing that's going to bring you guys back together. That's it. That's all it is, right?
Oh,
The Earth is not flat.
Don't forget flat earthers, Preston.
It's round, right? Pussy to Pay Tuesday. Just give it a shot. You might like it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Preston, and don't forget, flat earthers. Preston was one of you for about 16 hours.
I know. Look, here's the thing. I got home. I'm like, I got to take a shit. That's my thing. I get in the bathroom. I get on my phone. I take a long shit. I relax. That's my space. And it was like video. And I'm just like, oh my God, I might be a flat earther. But science came back in my life. I opened myself up to science. And Pussy to Pay Tuesday. So I'm just saying those two things.
There you go.
They change your life.
There you go. Up next, speaking of streaming services, there's an ad that popped up and I can't get rid of it, so I'm going to have to freestyle this story, folks. Has anybody heard the story of the, and this is a very serious story, the man whose wife died at Disney who now may have his lawsuit thrown out by the court system due to a fucking random ass user agreement he signed?
Ugh.
Hold on a second. Let me dig a little deeper. So a woman went to a Disney restaurant shopping center. She ate some food in what was supposed to be a non-allergenic or allergenic-free restaurant, and unfortunately died just like an hour after she finished her meal. She went to this restaurant claiming that it also provided meals that were allergen free. She ate, she went shopping, and I think she died like excuse me. She began having issues about 45 minutes later. They called the ambulance and she died due to an allergic reaction from the food that she ate. This is fucking terrible. I have personally been hospitalized due to allergic reactions after eating something. It's goddamn terrifying. So anyway, this gentleman's wife passed away due to complications from the allergic reaction. He's trying to sue Disney. Disney may, in fact, be able to have the lawsuit thrown out because he, the plaintiff, the deceased woman's husband, accepted a user agreement during a Disney Plus subscription trial that he bought into, said that in future instances you are not allowed to sue Disney for fucking anything in the court, and any issues you have must be settled out of fucking court. Can you fucking imagine? This is a consumer warning to anybody. Every time we sign up for anything and it's like, hey, hold on a second there, Jimmy, Timmy, Sally, do you agree to the user agreements? And you're like, fuck you. Yes, give me my shit. Apparently in the Disney Plus user agreement, when you hit yes, I accept to your terms and conditions, you hereby forego any legal action to be able to sue them in a court system for anything. It's fucking batshit bananas, dude. Again, cue Gwen Stefani. This shit is goddamn bananas.
BANANAS.
So yeah.
Bananas.
Got it. Good job.
Yeah.
Bananas. Yeah. So his wife unfortunately passed away. She had an allergic reaction, and this guy's not able to sue. Now, it's not saying he can't settle out of court, but we all know how that works. Either really great or fucking terrible. But dude, when's the last time any of you, Preston, myself, when's the last time you read fully
I don't
a user
fucking
agreement?
read any of those. I scroll to the
Never!
bottom, accept it, and get the fuck on.
Mm-hmm. They're 45 days long. Nobody reads that shit, dude.
Yeah.
But for Disney, literally, to put that in their fucking clause that you can't sue them for anything on any of their IPs, any of their properties, that's fucking horseshit, dude. Holy fucking shit.
He's got to settle outside of court now, right? So he's probably going to like pony up to the Disney corporate office or whatever. Do you think like they're like, oh, you know, Mr. Smith, we're so sorry for your loss. You know what we're going to do for you? We have a special princess themed casket. And this thing's like $20,000. We're we're going to go ahead and do that for you. Like, that's the best. That is the best that they got.
Oh,
like,
my
I
God.
could see those assholes doing that. Like, you know what? That's going to get us in the news. People are going to see pictures of this fucking, like, Princess Disney casket. Fucking stocks are going to go up. You know, they're going to be going to the websites, and they're like, you know, little Timmy loved Peter Pan. He died, so we got to get the Peter Pan casket. Like, boom. You know, how many fucking adults are out there like, oh my God, I love the Lion King. I used to watch the Little Mermaid when I was a kid, and they have a Little Mermaid themed casket. Yeah, that's these fucking heartless asshole devil sons of bitches. That's what they're doing. Yeah. Hey, Disney, if you're listening to this and you just heard that whole entire spiel and you're like, light bulb, good idea. Our fucking 45-page user agreement that we have at the beginning of each episode says that you have to pay us back 50% rights on that bullshit. So you get your shit together, Disney.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
And I'm a witness of said user agreement,
Yeah.
so fuck you. Penultimate story here for the episode. You guys remember we talked a few episodes back, probably in June, about the University of Tokyo and how they recently made this weird, like, skin forming cell gel to be able to be put over top of robots to convey like human emotion, like a smile. And we flashed a picture up and it looked like some kind of creepy Thomas the Train fucked a pancake. Well, apparently that wasn't enough nightmare fuel, because in our final story of the episode, guys, let me get to it here. This honestly is fucking terrifying, and you should go Google this shit. Scientists in China have built a robot capable of performing critical tasks using an artificial brain grown from human skin cells. The brain on chip was able to learn basic tasks such as moving its limbs, avoiding obstacles, and grasping objects, according to the researchers, while exhibiting some intelligent functions of a biological brain. That's right, folks. A robot with a human brain learns how to use its arms. A team from Tianjin University and the Southern University of Science and Technology fitted the lab-grown brain with a brain-computer interface that allowed it to communicate with the outside world. Quote, the brain-computer interface on a chip is a technology that uses a vitro-cultured brain, such as brain organoids. Also, that's nightmare fuel. What the fuck is an organoid? I just picture some random organ with fucking, like, wires and circuits sticking out of it. The brain-computer interface on a chip is a technology that uses an in vitro cultured brain, such as a brain organoid, coupled with an electrode chip to achieve information interaction with the outside world through encoding and decoding and stimulation. Sorry, again, drinking. Stimulation through encoding feedback.
China introduces the first pancake Suckmaster 5000. That's right. We can 3D print any face you want, and we can suck you off better than anybody else. You might be able to make America great again, but we can make the blowjob amazing.
Did you ever see the old anime from back in the 80s called Heavy Metal?
It was Heavy Metal 2000 that actually had that, not the original Heavy Metal.
Thank you. I was going to say the sequel, Heavy Metal 2000, had the blowjob robots. Gross. In order to function, the brain organoids and the blowjob 2000 have similar needs to a human brain, including a fluid supply, nutrient lines, temperature control, and protective casing. The researchers claim the emerging field of brain-on-chip technology would have a revolutionary impact by helping development hybrid intelligence. The latest breakthrough comes just days after scientists in Japan revealed they had grafted living human skin onto the face of a humanoid robot in an effort to give it more lifelike appearance. This team from the University of Tokyo were able to make a robot smile by fitting engineered skin tissue with a skin ligament structure. Anyway, guys, again, to give you the fucking spark notes, oh my god, we have made a lab-grown human brain be able to be hooked up to a fucking robot body. And it's fucking terrifying. We've played the video games. We've seen the movies. This shit really kind of gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies, dude.
Yeah. Like I keep going back to that that Will Smith movie, I, Robot, where like all the robots have like that you know, fake looking weird, like, you know, mannequin skin. That,
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to believe this stuff is going to be used for good, and we're going to probably put it into people who have ALS. Isn't that what it is? ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease,
Yeah.
Parkinson's, and stuff like that. But I
Wow.
don't know, dude. I just see greedy corporations buying the technology, selling it, making millions, and then we're going to be on the street being overran by these gigantic robots with brains.
I'm no longer going to suck your human dick. You're going to suck my robot dick.
Ew, gross. But probably, honestly, that's
swallow my
that's the future
my
will hold.
hydraulic fluid.
Ugh, fucking gross. Well, folks, that's all I have for this episode on the news. And if I was going to be honest, which we always are in Pixelated Paranormal, this show was twice as long as I thought it was going to be.
God, we should probably drink.
I feel pretty good about this.
We should probably drink more often when we record episodes because it really just get derailed and gets us going. I mean, look, we coined Pussy to Pay Tuesday. So that's really going to bring in the sponsors. You know, greedy corporate greedy corporate Disney movie themed caskets bringing in money. That's so. I mean, I don't know. That's some of our best.
Fuck you, Disney.
Yeah, some of our best work is when the booze is in us. You know.
Yeah, and to bring it back around from my my coffin bookshelf to Disney coffins. Yeah, I'm not gonna make a bookshelf out of a Disney coffin ever. I want to give a hearty shout out here real quick to Lazarus, Fire Pixie, Matt, Kenny Pooh, and everybody else who joined us on tonight's stream. We appreciate you guys very, very much. And also, I don't know if this is a secret, but speaking of brain activity, maybe getting schnockered on a couple of brewskis before we record is a secret to really maintaining my my stutter. I don't know.
Yeah,
impressive shit.
I mean, you still can't
Tokyo
pronounce
Labs
things
if you're listening.
Yeah. I think we should get like 5 beers in you and then just make you read like a whole entire like you know, Japanese folklore, you know, hand coming out of the toilet where it's like, oh, we're going to talk about the yokosuka. And you're just like, you're so plastered that you're like, we're going to talk about the hasawa. Damn it. God damn it again. I got stuck on that Japanese name. Son of a bitch.
Right. You know, years ago when we were talking about the show shortly after. Hold on a second.
Oh, somebody's getting all tuckered out.
Years ago. I know, dude. I know. Years ago after Rob had just left the show, you and I talked about like, oh my God, Dad's left and we have no grown-up supervision. What are we going to do? We talked about doing a series of shows we were going to call Happy Hours, where like we got pretty buzzed and then tried to read accounts of like alien abductions and classic paranormal experiences, but we would be pretty well, you know, I hate to use the word drunk, but we'd be pretty well buzzed and we'd be retelling these stories while we've been drinking. Tonight may have been a little taste tester of that because again, drink responsibly, folks. But
I'm not gonna lie. Every time we do every time we do a late night episode, and I have to read like the saucy parts, I usually have like 4 or 5 drinks. My face is like just fucking beat. Not my face is beat red, not because I'm embarrassed that I have to say like, you know, gold dildo going in the wet, you know, whatever, and like. But it's because I have so much alcohol in me. But dude, that smut rolls right off the tongue. I'm just like, yeah. Get me gnome.
It's a lot easier to talk about. It's a lot easier to talk about Krampus eating some fucking damsel's asshole when I've had about 4 stouts in me for sure. Speaking of that, on the social medias, check us out on Instagram, PXLPARA. No, is that right? Nope, that's our code for BigDomsBeardBomb.com. Oh, Jesus, man, I have been a drinking. We are at PXL Paranormal On Facebook, we are the Pixelated Paranormal Podcast. Preston, any headway on these streaming services, buddy boy?
Man, so last episode we actually gained a viewer live, like while we were still on the air. And
Hell yeah, we did.
Yeah, so we're up to like
fucking rad.
318, 319. Don't quote me, but we've gained a couple on the old YouTubers. We're up to 35 on Rumble. Fuck Twitch. Nobody ever pays attention to that, anyways. It was just some random account I created.
320 on YouTube, baby. 320.
320.
Yeah, fuckers.
And, the Facebook videos are getting some love, so that's good. People are paying attention to us on Facebook as well. And look, folks, if you need a beard, if you want a beard, if you want to grow the best damn beard possible, if you want the softest, most lush, good-smelling pussy toupee, then do yourself a favor. Go over to Big Dob's Beard Balm and use promo code PXLPARA for 20% off your order. You can pick yourself up some scents like bay rum, fresh, citrus, mint, classic sweet tobacco. I actually honestly think sweet tobacco and bay rum would be the best for your pussy toupee, but what do I know? Anyways, what I'm telling you is go over, use the promo code PXLPARA, 20% off your order. Save yourself some money. Get it at Dobbs. He's got everything. He's got combs, soaps, oils, balms, and the everything's better with beard butter. It's so fucking smooth. I just, in the morning. Anyways, get it at Dobbs is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I want to jump on here real quick and say a hearty thank you and welcome to the show to Justin and Steven. Those two boys have signed up since we recently streamed our last episode. So welcome. Thanks for the support. And again, hearty thank you to everybody who watched tonight. Fire Pixie, Matt, Lazarus, Ken. Who else am I missing here?
I think there's
gotta be somebody else I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks so much, guys and gals. We really appreciate you guys tuning in here. It means a lot. We're just two idiots trying to just entertain ourselves and maybe a couple of you along the way. So, good shit all around. If you're in the Wichita area, stop by, see Leslie and our... Again, boys, I haven't drank this much on an episode in a while.
Come on, you can do it.
Boy,
get it out there, little fella.
In the Wichita area, stop by. In the Wichita area, stop by. See our dear friend Leslie and the rest of the gang over at CD Trade Post Pawnee in Seneca. If you're in Wichita, you're hungry, you want a nice little bite to eat, check out Paranormal.cafe. If they're still on the road, stop by. See Paranormal Egg. Experience the food truck. Otherwise, on behalf of myself, Preston, and this vintage Peanuts drinking glass from Mickey D's, I'm going to raise this barrel-aged brandy pumpkin imperial ale and say cheers to the weird shit in the world and those of us who love to talk about it.
And stay spooky and stay on the paranormal highway.
The cast at Pixelated Paranormal would like to thank you for listening to this week's episode. Pixelated Paranormal is here to tell you tales of the fantastical, the strange, the unknown. Tales that will move you a little further down the paranormal highway. If you'd like to share your own listener story, we would love to hear it. Email us at pixelatedparanormal@gmail.com. Again, that's pixelatedparanormal@gmail.com. We'd really love to hear from you. Again, thanks for listening to this week's episode of Pixelated Paranormal, your guide to the unusual and the strange.